What if Captain America fought in the Civil War? In August 1863, at the Jayhawkers' camp on the hotly contested Kansas-Missouri border, young and eager Corporal Steve Rogers finds himself among experienced Union soldiers. They exchange stories around a bonfire discussing encounters with the notorious Quantrell's Raiders. Rogers, a passionate believer in freedom and equality, questions the motivations behind the Raiders' violent acts. While the other soldiers laugh at his idealism, Colonel Buck Barnes, the charismatic and compassionate field commander of the Redlegs Regiment, steps forward and agrees with Rogers. Barnes reminds the soldiers that they are fighting for freedom and that the war aims to put an end to the suffering caused by the Missouri bushwhackers. He announces new orders from General Ewing. The Redlegs are to ride into Missouri, depopulate Jackson County, and torch the buildings and supplies. Though it's a dirty job, Barnes asserts it's necessary to secure the border and hopefully extend the hand of friendship in the future. The soldiers, inspired by Barnes' leadership, chant his name. Witnessing Barnes' fearlessness and charisma, Rogers realizes that he has found the person he aspires to be. In Jackson County, chaos engulfs the town of Osceola as Union soldiers attack and civilians flee in terror. As fires rage, Corporal Steve Rogers is bewildered, witnessing the brutality inflicted on innocent people. His fellow soldiers claim that the enemy is among the civilians, but Steve struggles to accept this. Seeking refuge in a barn, Steve is confronted by frightened young people brandishing pitchforks. He realizes there are no hidden rebels here, only victims awaiting their fate. Injured but alive, Steve empathizes with the children, feeling as if he's lost his innocence as well. Amidst the destruction, Bucky reprimands a soldier for looting a shop, only to seize the stolen jewelry for himself. The line between good and evil blurs further, as the heroes and liberators Steve once admired revealed their true colors. Steve ponders the extent of the corruption he's witnessed. Could it reach as high as Generals Ewing and Grant, or even President Lincoln? When Bucky discovers Steve in the barn, Steve confronts him about the atrocities he's seen. Bucky admits that, to him, the war is about profit, and they should take advantage of it. Realizing his duty, Steve attacks Bucky, but an eagle intervenes, injuring Bucky's face and allowing Steve to help the children flee. In the ensuing chaos, Steve is shot, but miraculously remains standing. Weakened and unable to avoid two panicking horses, Steve becomes entangled in their reins and is dragged away, narrowly escaping Bucky's wrath. Drifting in and out of consciousness, Steve hears a voice urging him to awaken. A luminous eagle appears before him, entrusting him with the mission to protect its children. Steve awakens to find a soldier from a mysterious fort tending to his wounds. He learns that he's among a group of volunteer soldiers from various native tribes, united by their determination to end slavery. His savior introduces himself as Private Wilson. Despite receiving medical attention, Steve's condition seems dire, and the doctors expect it to be his last day. Unaware of the recent events, they inform Bucky that a wounded soldier awaits collection in the morning. However, the soldier who discovered Steve returns to his side, revealing that he was raised by his tribe's medicine man. The medicine man had prophesied that the soldier would find a warrior with the power to unite all people, guided by the spirit of an eagle chief. As night falls, an impatient Bucky approaches the fort gates, unwilling to wait until morning to find Steve. Inside, Private Wilson performs a ritual, filling the room with red light and smoke. He reveals the eagle emblem from Steve's vision on his chest. As the light intensifies, Steve cries out in pain, fearing death. But Wilson assures him he's being reborn. He explains that Steve will see all men, friend or foe, as equals. He will speak to the best in all of us, and lead by example. "Now look upon me, Union soldier," Wilson says. "As you are on the inside, so shall you become on the outside." Just then, Bucky bursts in, witnessing the exchange and transformation. An explosion of energy erupts, affecting everyone in the room. Both Steve and Bucky are transformed, their outer appearances reflecting their inner selves, their true selves. Bucky's inner self is revealed as a white skull, and in fury, he orders his soldiers to attack the fort. Private Wilson attempts to defend the fort, but is killed by the white skull. In a flash, a transformed Steve Rogers leaps into action, putting an end to the destruction and apprehending the white skull just as fast as the attack began. The war soon ends, and Rogers, promoted and tasked with protecting the country, becomes this universe's Captain America.